educational.
Enlightening.
I'm sorry?
Enlightening.
Enlightening. Invaluable.
Inspiring.
Okay. Anybody else?
Factual.
Factual.
Powerful.
Okay. I'm listening. Any other words?
Enraged.
Enraged. Okay, let's start there. Why enraged? Now, you don't want to elaborate on that? Okay.
And still need to digest it. It was so much.
Okay. All right, respect. All right. So anybody else have any one word that kind of sums up the whole documentary? Encouraged. Okay, you want to elaborate on encouraged? Why were you encouraged by what you heard?
Well, it seems like a lot of issues are being talked about, explained, give you some thought, food for thought.
Anybody in here is this information new to anybody? Is this what a lot of what you heard was the first time you've ever heard this information? Anybody? Yes. What was it that was new for you?
It was so much since I can't. I'm about to come back with that. You know, it's just so much.
What stands out for you?
Let's see. I mean, like the vaccinations, I know about that. The food, I know about that. It was a lot. Come back to me.
Okay. Yes, sir.
What was new for me, I didn't know we were being eaten.
Eat.
Oh, yeah.
Cannibalism.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts around that?
I guess it's a compliment in a way to know it tastes good. But still don't think it's like a natural thing for a regular human.
Okay. Anybody want to add to the discussion? What was the takeaway? Okay, Sister Mosquito.
What stood out for me was the fact that they talked about so many different revolts that we did. You know, the in 1720 and all of that. You're not going to get that in public school. It's so much history that they don't teach us in public schools. That should be an encouragement to us to want to study for ourselves. Yeah, but I learned so much that happened. I was like, I ain't never heard of this. 12 years of school, never heard of this. You know, so that's what stood out. You're getting knowledge that you're not going to get from the system.
That's real. That's true. Okay. I saw this sister hand up, then I'm going to come back to you, Demetri. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. To piggyback off of what the Queen here just shared, actually, after watching everything and also seeing many of the documentaries and just really understanding that us teaching our own and us being educated is against the grain. The Constitution is against homeschooling. That's why it's not offered. I'm actually an educator myself. I'm actually hosting the National Million Children March on Washington, just like Martin Luther King did. But the only difference is we're going to actually speak on why parents should not use education as far as the system, unless we can revamp it. And the only way to do that is to have holistic pedagogy. And if we get back to our roots, we will be informed. And the students, meaning the children, as well, they're the ones actually teaching parents. Children and teenagers are more woke than their parents. So what they're doing is saying, hey mom, hey dad, don't you know this? Hey mom, hey dad, let me inform you because we need a legacy. And I'm ready to carry the torch, but you gotta give it to me first. But you can't give me something you don't have yet. So when I study this, it just really makes me think we all should know this. We all should share this as children. When your children are in your womb, this is things that we should already comprehend because we know we are against the grain. We are the people that have the targets on our back. Being black is illegal. hands down.
Right.
And when he said that on the video, I was just like, of course. And I've heard that time after time.
Thank you
But
so much,
you're
sis,
welcome.
for sharing. Demetrius.
Oh, I was just gonna say kind of what they already have said is just to encourage everybody to get the documentary and do your own research and try to implement it into your day-to-day life. And that our parents, they didn't have the luxury of this information as well, even though to what she was saying. Yes, a lot of young people do know the information and are even enlightening our parents because our parents were actually a part of this. They were the guinea pigs, so they didn't know. But now the teenagers and even my generation, we got to grow up understanding that, understanding our history. So I think for the most part, we need to take DVDs like this, study them, and try to implement them in our day-to-day life, try to find more understanding. Because a lot of this stuff, we look at it and be like, it's so far-fetched. But I guarantee you, if you really take this information and you analyze it and you look at your own life, you'll start to see, you know what? Now I see, you start looking at your neighbor different, that white person at the job. You like, wait, So I think you should take this information and try to integrate it and connect the dots.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Ken.
So one of the things I found interesting was how they focused on what happens in our communities, whether it be urban, wherever, and how, like, our organic responses to things that were going on, to counteract some of the discrepancies, some of the discrimination, and some of the things that were happening in the communities, how they were manipulated and morphed into other things such as the street gangs, really the organize, even something as simple as the numbers games, the policy games. I mean, a lot of those things, it's very interesting, the historical ties between the various phenomena and movements and how those things kind of like cross-sected. And I think that is important for us to look at, and how we capture and extract out the positives from those, get back to that, and incorporate that into what we need to do moving forward.
Okay, right. Anything else stood out for you in the movie that you want to elaborate on? Yes.
Yeah, the thing that stood out to me is that although it was a good, informative DVD, informative movie, it showed me by the last like 3 topics, the entertainment piece, the drug piece, and the guns piece, that you have to have that in whatever they sell to us. It has to be a part. That has to be a part of it. And also that really, sadly, our real legacy right now, as it stands, is the drug thing, is the crack era. That still kind of overshadows a lot of things.
Okay. So the crack era. Okay. Yes, sir.
I think for me, what stood out was them talking about at the end about economics. We don't have really any power until we have economics. We don't have any power until we have the real money to be able to change things, to be able to have an actual legacy. So for me, it's about us understanding that us as black people, we have so much money that we give away. Like, we give away so much of our money in everything that we do, where we shop, where we go, what we wear, but we're not retaining any of that for our own communities. We're not circulating the black dollar. So that really encourages me. And what she was saying about doing a march and like just saying, hey, we're all going somewhere, we're all spending $20. That's simple.
Yeah.
And I just think that's something that we can apply and like we could actually do together. Like, we're here, we're together, we could do that.
You brought up a very good point about circulating the black dollar. Do you think, he said we're not doing that though? Does anybody disagree with that? Do you see us circulating the black dollar?
We're doing it, not enough.
Okay.
Not enough.
Okay.
It's not that it's not happening. It's not happening enough. We're not organized enough yet, but it's happening. I mean,
Right.
we need some multipliers.
Yeah.
To accelerate.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Demetrius.
Okay, so
Can I
if y'all wouldn't mind, peace and love. My name is Darius. Say standing. I'm just supporting. If you wouldn't mind just standing up, and I know it's or either going to the mic, and if you don't want to go to the mic, at least stand up from where you are so everybody can hear, please.
Okay, this mic will travel a little bit,
It
not
won't
much.
travel that far. That's as far as it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, as far as black businesses, there are a lot of black grocery stores. We have Brown's Market. I know it's a couple along Marlboro Pike, but we can network on what grocery stores that are black that we can support. And sometimes we have to give black businesses a chance when they don't have the products that we need, like they may run out. We have to not say, oh, here we go, black business, here we go, because a lot of times they can't take 10,000, 20,000, just go buy a bunch of stuff because they got to buy as they go. So they may run out. So when we come and it's not there, we got to be patient and recognize that black businesses don't have that capital behind them to buy certain things. So they may run out, come back, call before you come, be more patient when it comes to dealing with black businesses. And another thing I want to touch on, because we've talked about a lot about marriage and relationships, and they had mentioned that. They only mentioned it like it was a small little mention of marriage. So if we want our daughters and our sons to get married, we have to encourage them. Even if we didn't do it, we have to encourage them. We have to lay some type of blueprint or foundation if that's what we want for our children. We're not doing that. So we're saying get married. We're saying be a family. We're telling young girls not to have children out of wedlock, but we're not teaching our sons how to be husbands or fathers, even if they're not with the woman. And we're not telling the young ladies how to be mothers and how to wait, how to be wives, etc., etc. And it's not just about waiting on your man hand and foot and being in the kitchen cooking. It is about that, but it's not just about
We'll
that.
come back to you about that, because there's a whole lot that you just said about that relationship part in and of itself. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Should I go to the microphone?
Yeah, please, if you may. Thank you.
Wait a minute, I done disconnected.
Thank you. One thing to piggyback on is the whole economics about buying black and making a point. I'm pretty sure I purchased from you your creams. I actually wore some today, and I purchased. I do make a point to go to black businesses, but also there have been times when me and my boyfriend have gone around looking for black, like a black nail tech, and there are certain industries that are just dominated by other races. That's by government. That's not. It's difficult to find black businesses, and like on your first Saturdays, there's times I've come and just gone to everybody, tried, even if it's $2 or $3, spend, let our money bounce more than one time in our community. It is so important. I cannot state that enough.
Black business here.
That's right.
Peace and blessings, everybody. My name, and I want to expand on supporting black business. We all know $12 trillion a year. Our money go to somebody else. $12 trillion a year.
That's crazy.
And that's crazy. And I just want to stand before you guys and tell you the beauty of supporting black. Me and my daughter have our own business, Bella B Beauty. Black-owned business. I'm a veteran, and when you buy from us, a portion of your money goes into our nonprofit, Sisters United, that's been going for 22 years without a grant.
Woo!
We just put into a elementary school a food pantry. So we're taking care of the whole school Monday through Friday without a grant, okay?
That's what's
We
up.
also just adopted a 5th grade class at New Hope Academy in Landover, England. just sent the class to go see Harriet Tubman without a grant.
That's right.
Do y'all understand what I'm saying? The importance of supporting black business. I can stand here as an example to say supporting black. This is what we do. Recirculate our black dollars right back into the community without the help of the government.
Right.
So please support black
Yes,
business.
sis.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think that's a very important point, because a lot of us who don't, I think we just don't, because we don't understand the impact it has on ourselves. If we really understood how all we're doing is investing right back in ourselves, we would be more likely to invest in black businesses.
Right,
So,
right.
you know, the key is just getting the information out there to a broader base for them to understand the impact it has on their own family. Yes, person.
Right.
Another black-owned business.
Yes, black-owned business. I have my own black-owned business.
Trust
I run it for almost,
That's what's up, person.
almost 20 years. Frankly, it's black people who have supported my business.
Yeah.
It has grown from here to there.
Same
Yeah.
here.
Apart from me, I know other people like me. Some of them are African Americans, some of them are Africans. That's all they do. It's black people support them. I go to places. When I cast back a big film in LA, they're like, it happens in a mall at a certain time, Black History Month time. So when we get there, we take over the whole mall, and the whole place is black people, art, all kinds. I mean, all
beautiful.
kinds of things. Black people selling to black people. It's black people who buy, white people don't buy jack. They buy, right? And then, so there was one time after the thing ends on Monday night. So we leave. So I went back to the mall the next day or so. The mall was empty. I said, what? It's business to the whole mall, which means that mall depends on us the whole year.
Yes.
Comes. There are black designers I know. When you see the clothes they make, so there's no need to go buy Prada. There's no,
Right.
because
I know.
when you wear that, those designers, top designers, when you wear what they're wearing, it's one of a kind. You don't get it nowhere.
That's right.
That money is supporting farmers who plant the cotton. It's supporting the guys who transported it. I have workers. I have girls who work for me. So they're economically dependent. They don't have to wait for a man. Of course, the right man comes, they can work, they can get married, but still they need some money to contribute. So they're not just, there are guys who work for me who have wives, they have children, they pay school fees, they pay for this, they pay for that. So it keeps us in it. It keeps the money stays in us, no matter what. It stays in us. I want to thank you guys. That's great. So let's do it more. Like the brother said, Brown Supermarket. I never knew. We got to find those. We got to know where those supermarkets are. Once in a while, like the lady said, $20. Go spend some. Let's go spend some. If I knew where it's a pain, yes, but you drive there. But that pain is worth it much more than giving it to somebody else. They go turn around and shoot me. There was I read something.
Talk about that, brother.
I read something a few days ago. Some guys went to. They spent like $20,000. The security guy got out ISA. He saw them spending the money. He saw the receipt. Went and hustled them outside. I said, what? You want to spend $20,000 in one shop and they still arrested you like a thief and you still go back there? Come on, man. Yeah. There's something else I saw in the movie which struck me. Like the AIDS thing. In Ghana, long time, in the 80s. I remember very well, late 80s. There was a doctor who came up with a cure for AIDS. He died. He was killed. He died mysteriously. We don't understand how, at that time, that was when the AIDS epidemic was big. I can't remember his name. He died mysteriously. And again, from the movie, all those things, they don't come out from the normal people who went to medical school. And no, it comes from people from us. They came from the local tradition, this and that. He learned it and all that on. Most people who went to the colleges and stuff, they ain't gonna come up with no.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Black businesses, there's a website called We Buy Black 365.
Yeah.
Tons of businesses, all types of industries tied to it. WeBuyBlack365.com.
Right. Okay. So the black business point we definitely honed in on. What about schooling, family? The education system. How our children are being educated in these systems. What can we do about it? Is it helpful to your children? Do let's talk about it. Anybody?
Yes. So
I have two things I wanted to say. So, good evening. My name is Kim. I'm usually not speechless, but it was so much to absorb. So if I can just touch for a minute back on the economic part.
Okay.
So, my husband is here, and we're parents of 6 children, 5 being sons. So, you know, we're always concerned when we see the videos and how the young guys are. Our people, I don't think, see the connection between economics and how we get treated, or politics. Like, what does the money have to do with that? And so while I'm always trying to get people to mobilize and they don't understand that, one of the things that I got out of this, it's easier to just get groups of people to take their $20 and go shopping versus telling them not to spend. They look at that as being negative. So I think that's a good takeaway if everybody in here were to mobilize, whatever, 40 people to go shop, take your $20 and shop in a black-owned business. That would take on, that would move. So as far as the education, as being a community steward, I sub in the schools, and I see the books with false information, stories not even written in complete sentences, starting with clauses, misspelled words, and these are the books that our counties and our states, they're a part of the curriculum that they agreed to and put it out here. So one of the things that I think is a little controversial, I agree with our current administration, you know, number 45, his Secretary of Education, her take on having vouchers, and Betsy DeVos, vouchers, contracts, and charter schools, because really that enables us to open up our own schools with government money, but we just, again, don't quite understand that. It's not creating a two-tier system. It is money that comes from the government, and you don't necessarily have to be a person that's educated or degreed in education. If 5 people in here decided they wanted to open up a school, they would be the CEO and whatever else, and then they hire, and then part of the money comes from you raising it and the government.
Good point, sis.
Thank you.
Anybody else as related to school? So we know that in order to tackle the issue of economics in our community, we have to be educated on economics. And is the school system doing that for us, though? And if not, how do we fight against that? How do we curtail that? How do we, get our own voices heard in the thickness of the school system and the information that our children is being given? Yes.
Thank you, Queen. Peace and purpose, everyone. Thank you. You all, I am actually a music teacher here. I just moved from North Carolina. I own my own music academy in North Carolina. I have 4 instructors that I have trained in holistic pedagogy. We use music, we use all fine arts through music therapy as a vehicle to 14 other subjects. Public education teaches 6. Those 6 don't involve heritage. Those 6 don't include diet. Those 6 don't include mental health. Those 6 do not even include fine arts. For real, for real. They will never include entrepreneurship or theater activism. I have a 14-subject curriculum. My daughter is homeschooled. She's over here. She was skipped up 2 grades in 2 weeks. My daughter scored a 40 out of 40 on a 4th grade reading level and just turned 6 2 months ago. I've been teaching her how to read, how to write, how to do amazing things since she was 3. I realized in public education in North Carolina that I will never retire for a system that does not value us. So I decided after 3 years, I taught in elementary school as the music teacher. I taught at Warren County Middle School, Warren County High School, my former high school and middle school. I was the chorus teacher. I said when I graduate, I'm going back home. I'm going back home to teach. And if you're the music teacher, you don't just teach one or two, you teach all students. So right now I'm in PG County. I have a big problem with the system. I'm working on a documentary right now. They have no idea. Even if you put me out there, it's okay because I'm covered. I'm actually the chairperson of the union at my school. I'm covered as far as the district attorney, all of that stuff. My issue is so many people, so many administrators that are in charge of your students' future. The administrators that have left the classrooms, they're not teaching anymore. They don't want to teach them anymore, but they're in charge of the livelihood of teachers as well as your future, as well as the students. So that means we as parents, we have to get together. Queen, I bet you are great in science. King, I bet you are great in math. Queen, I bet you are great in history. I bet you are great in heritage. I bet everybody in here has a concept of something that they could use to educate someone. I'm great in 14 different subjects. I decided to create a curriculum that is hands-on. The learning style for our children is not lecturing. That comes from the slave master. That comes from the plantation mentality. That plantation mentality is the basis of public education in America. The whole point of it is not to educate your child. They're giving it to you for free, of course, because they know that we're not going to find another way. So after I realized I can't homeschool my daughter here because I'm in a 1-year contract, oh, believe me, I'm going to be out of that in no time. Because I have to get out. And I have to give freedom to other people that are not free yet. And your freedom comes from your education. So with that being said, you all, there are plenty of African-centered schools. Even if you don't have the time, even if you don't have the money, there are scholarships available at some schools. Kaumba School of Arts in Durham. I'm paying because I live in Maryland, so I pay $900 a month. But the students that actually live there, they are able to go there for free. You just have to be on an exceptional level. That means you have to know some form of African culture. The only ticket we have is inside of ourselves. We know. Thank you. I could go all day. You're welcome. I have cards if you want more information.
Thank you for your service to our children.
Yes.
Dimitri.
Okay. Let me get the mic.
Not afraid at all. You all.
Oh, no, go ahead, because I already talked.
I appreciate it. My name is Stephen. I teach. I've been teaching 16 years. And I taught at all levels. I taught college level, middle school, high school, and currently I teach elementary. And one of the reasons I decided to teach elementary, I was reading a book, Jawanza Kunjufu, The Conspiracy to Kill African American Black Boys. And one of the things he said was there was no black men at the elementary level. So me, it's not like I came to change all that, but I said I could be, a drop in the system. So I'm there at the elementary level teaching science. I run like the STEM lab at the school, so I get to work through with kindergarten all the way to grade. And there's a new way that teaching is moving. It's called culturally responsive teaching. And it's pretty much, it's like you're trying to take the lifestyle of people, whether it's like economic status, food, the way they talk, their dress, and you try to apply it within the curriculum. So that way, like if kids know that the curriculum matters to them, they're going to try more. So it's just called culturally responsive. It's a new wave that's coming. It's one way that they're trying to accommodate, because we know like America each year is becoming more and more diverse, but the teachers aren't. So like one way you try to combat that is, you're trying to integrate culture as much as possible. It's almost like the opposite of culturally biased. We say we take tests, it's culturally biased, we can't relate. Now you're trying to switch that on its head and like integrate culture as much as possible so we can see ourselves into what we're doing, and the kids just know like what I'm learning, it applies to me when I leave this classroom as well. So I just wanted to add that to it.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. If you guys have anything to share, just come on up and, kind of have a seat close to the mic. That way you'll save us some time to walk.
I got you. My name's Otis. I just moved up here as well from North Carolina. But basically, what I wanted to share was I'm almost done reading this book. It's called Lies My Teacher Taught Me. And just the whole concept of the book is when history books have been written, they're written so that America comes out looking great. So that's the whole mindset. So anything that they're going to teach our children is going to be based on the premise that America was right in whatever it did. So here's two quick examples, really quick. Most people have been taught about Helen Keller, the blind, deaf lady, right? And it's like she overcame everything, and that, you know, and that was her life. But they don't teach you after that. When she became an adult, she became an activist. She was fighting for she was a socialist. She started fighting for workers' rights. But they don't want to bring that part up. So our education growing up has always been partial. It's always been a half-truth and sometimes a whole lie. And if they'll do that to Helen Keller, you know they'll do that to us. So, and that's how they really spin everything. Everything that America's influence, everything that America has done, they're going to base that and change that to make it look like and seem as though there was a reason behind it, and there was a correct reason behind it. So that's just something we have to think about with our children.
I just want to piggyback on that. I was taught in school that Phyllis Wheatley was not a genius, but exceptionally smart, because as a black woman, she wrote poems. But she wasn't. She was an ordinary black person who just got to learn how to read and write. She had the opportunity, that was all. But they wanted, I went to primarily white schools, so they wanted black or even white people to think that most black people aren't smart, that Phyllis Wheatley just happened to be above the mark, and that's what made her exceptional. But we know that's not true.
Yes. The technology, the miseducation. Yes. And I'm gonna have Judy come up and talk to us a little bit about what he got going on.
Okay, I'm going to touch on the education piece because I also work in the school system. I also want to say, too, about the Black economics. I don't know if y'all know about Anacostia Art Center, but they have several Black brand business. Actually, I got this quote from Human. Nubian Human.
Nice.
And it's a sister that owns it. And, okay. And
get around.
Easy. He go with that.
And it's a sister. It's a grocery store in there too.
What?
Yeah. By the sister owned that. Her name is Amanda. I do know her name. And Doc has Everlasting Life in there as well. And then it's another sister. I don't know her name, but she owns a hand store.
What's the name of that place again?
It's Anacostia Art Center. And it's in Mahogany Books. It's on Good Hope Road in Southeast. Yeah, Anacostia area. Yeah, and you everything is usually open Tuesday through Sunday. Okay, so I was gonna say about the school system thing. So it's a couple of things that can happen. One, like the sister was saying about starting our own thing. If we have the money, that's the only thing. Because I worked in like level 5 schools, alternative schools, and it's white folks that have the capital to get the schools, and then they're not really teaching our kids anything or even hiring the right people. Right. So even with the charter thing, because I'm with that, but it's like having the money to even get in that game is the part I'm kind of questioning really happening. Now I got a friend back home from Norfolk, Virginia, and she started a Montessori school on a small level, which I know is doable, as well as holding our teachers and our board of education accountable, even if we got to take our kids out of school all at once, because they can't all lock us up at one time. So we all boycott our kids going to the schools until you have this or that in the schools. Then they're going to have to do it because everybody is on the same page and saying that this is what we want, this is what we demand from our school system. as well as, and this is the last point, as we all know, just self-educating our kids. Because we keep telling our kids, go to school, be something, but we never connect the dots in why do all of this. Like the brother was just saying, why go to school for science? Why go to school for this or that? Now with the STEM thing, one thing I notice about white folks, once they done with something or they have monopolized the industry is when they start trickling down to us. So even though the STEM, you see the STEM thing in all through the neighborhoods now, I'm thinking like, okay, so are we, once they teach us the STEM, do we have the opportunity to get into those jobs?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's not to be discouraging in getting into STEM. It's just once they kind of trickle it down, because STEM always been around, but now you see it all these cold camps and all this or that. And I'm like, okay, we send our kids to all these cold camps and all this STEM thing, but can they get a job? So that's what I'm kind of questioning. I'm not saying don't participate in. I'm just saying that's just a question that I'm having now that you see in the. So
Thank you so much, Demetrius. Appreciate you
sharing that. Jeannie, can you come to the mic, please? My sister Hanifa, is she still in the room?
No,
she left. Okay. Hanifa and I, we do a program each and every Wednesday night. It's called the Empower Hour. We have a radio, we have a full-fledged studio, audio and visual studio right here in the restaurant. This is a black-owned restaurant, if you hadn't figured that one out yet. And every Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m., we come to you with impactful topics of discussion that affect our everyday lives. We go live on Facebook as well as YouTube, or we have a YouTube channel where you can see all our past episodes right there. We have flyers right in the back of the room too, so please grab the flyer on your way out and tune in to our programming. We always have some heavy hitters that come up and join our discussion. Folks such as the Irritated Genie, or Umar Johnson, or Dr. Who's coming? Muhammad, what's his name? Who's coming?
Ashford Kwesi.
Not Ashford Kwesi, we haven't had him on, but Muhammad. Wesley Muhammad, folks like those who do join our program every now and again. But this is Conrad. I think he's coming to talk on Jeannie's behalf, and he'll tell you who he is and what they have and what their organization does.
Greetings, black families. I am Brother Conrad. I am the Mid-Atlantic Regional Director of the Straight Black Pride Movement, which was founded by Brother Irritated Genie. As the sister mentioned, December 7th, 2 p.m., Baba Ashford Kwesi and Brother Irritated Genie are doing a dual lecture. Also, it's special because this is the brother's 46th birthday anniversary.
All right, now.
So give him a black hand for making it. And for those who are not familiar with Brother Irritated Genie, he's been doing race work on behalf of African people for about 25 plus years. So the fact that he's still on the planet while doing that type of work is an accomplishment in itself. And he's known the brother. How long you known the brother?
Since he started.
So he can tell you.
warning us about these days 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
literally 20 years ago. He was warning us about the feminization of the black male, the transgenderism, the homosexuality, the pedophilia, all of it, back in the 90s.
Yes.
So you have a genius in your midst and you have no idea. And the brother is very humble, but he's very powerful. So this lecture, $25 in advance via Eventbrite, $35 at the door. If you can come on out, you support the brother, celebrate his birthday with him. Also, if you've never seen Baba Ashford Kwesi, he is phenomenal. He is the master teacher. He learned directly at the feet of Dr. Yusuf Ben Yakinen, the Grand Master Teacher. If you're not familiar with Dr. Ben, go home, hit YouTube, and enjoy yourself. 1 week after this, we're having our Straight Black Pride singles mixer. Has anyone been to our singles mixer before? A handful of people. Sister over there. Did you enjoy the singles mixer, sister? Yeah, she said it's always outstanding. We always have different activities. It's free. You know, we just encourage you to buy some food from the Brothers Support Black Business, and we always have a good time. This month, we're probably going to have a singles mixer card party, spades party. So all the spades players out there, those who are skilled and unskilled, you know, we're not going to laugh at you, we're going to laugh with you.
Oh, okay.
You know?
That's intimidating.
But, you know, come on out if you're single. Now, you know, if you're not single, please don't come out, because we don't want to have to make up lies for you and say, oh, no, we ain't seen him. He wasn't here.
Y'all was the cause of the divorce.
Yeah, straight black pride, we don't cause divorce. Also, December 22nd, Sunday, we're honoring Dr. Chancellor Williams. How many people are familiar with Dr. Chancellor Williams? We had, I think this would be the third celebration. Dr. Chancellor Williams is the author of The Destruction of Black Civilization. If you have not read the book, it's approximately $20, the best $20 you will spend in your life.
Name the book again, brother.
The Destruction of Black Civilization. So when you sit around and you think, and you're like, man, why are black people in this condition? How come we never done anything? All those types of things. This is the original foundational book that answered all of those questions. So before there was Hidden Colors, before there was whatever you can think of, Dr. Chancellor Williams was doing the research back in the 50s. And
he gonna be here?
No, he's transitioned. He's an ancestor.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an ancestor.
Yeah, he'll be here.
Yeah, he'll be here. He'll be here in spirit.
Okay.
So what we do every year, we go out to his gravesite out in Suitland, Maryland. I think it's Lincoln Memorial Cemetery, 4001 Suitland Road, Suitland, Maryland. We go out there Sunday at noon. We pour libation, you know, and we call upon him, and we speak about him. We thank him for his great work. And then after that, we're going to come back here at 4 p.m., I believe. And we're going to do a little celebration here at Everlasting Life to honor Dr. Chancellor Williams. I'm a big believer that if we don't keep the name of our warrior ancestors alive, we lose their spirit and we fall deeper into enslavement. And our enemy's never going to teach us about the people who are trying to free us.
That's right.
So with that, I think that's my time.
Yes.
I appreciate you all. Thank you for listening. Straight Black Pride.
All right.
People who's been quiet. Anybody have something strong on their mouth? We have about 5 minutes left. Let's share. What about the religion piece, family? The religion piece. How is the religion affecting our minds? Is Christianity and all the other religions, are they good for us in this time? Is it beneficial for us? I'm hearing a no in the back of the no. Anybody disagree with that? Anybody think that, organized religion is good for us? Anybody want to elaborate on that? No? Yes. Person, I see your hand in the back.
Organized religion. See, everything is in your mind. I don't know too much about, I know about African religion and I know Christianity. I don't know too much about Muslim. Okay, the Muslims I know just for one. It's what you think. Even in the Bible, God told Abraham, as far as your eye can see, you like it. It is, he said, I'll give it to you according to your faith. What you think. If you think this guy is this, you think it is. That is it. Everybody is empowered, right? According to the way you think. Bob Marley said, I might misquote it, so let me leave it. It is what you think. If you think Jesus is white, it's you who said it. If you think to you he's black, it's you who said it, right? If you think they're angels, you said it. So how does it better your life? That's the most important thing. How does it change your life? I have seen people who have believed. They believe God. They didn't have a womb. They had children. They didn't have a fallopian tube. They had children. Me, I had an accident in New York. I had a crushed pelvis. It crushed. It was crushed. They put a tube into me. I peed into a bag over here. I believe God in the Bible. I went to church that night. I threw the crutches away. I was healed. I believed. I thought. It was not the pastor. Pastor is not God. God is me and the Creator. That's how I think.
Yes, brother.
So it is how you think. Let me say something. I've been to church and I've checked churches around. It is the way you can't give what you don't have. You cannot give it. You don't have it. You can't give it. You must have an encounter with the Spirit. You can move forward. I had most of the pastors around, they don't know what they are talking, what they don't have. There are some people who have, in the book of John, what was from the beginning, what we heard, what we have seen, which our eyes have looked upon, what we have handled, that's the most important thing. What we have handled of the word of God, that is what we preach to you. When you handle it and you are talking from a place of power, right? I have seen people who are not supposed to have something. They believed God in the Bible. They had it clean. Huh? There are people who are not supposed to be in certain places. They don't qualify. They believe God in the Bible and they did what God said. That's another thing. Everything has conditions. If you're an African, if you do the African ancestry thing, there are conditions. You cannot break certain laws. When you break the law, you disqualify. I'm sure it's in a Muslim. In the Bible, if you follow God according to certain precepts, I'm talking about what I know. Maybe to you, you don't know. I don't know about you. I've handled it. If you follow it like that, you get the result. Still, it's the same. The Red Sea will part for you. If you follow me, you will die. It didn't part for you. It parted for me. Huh? Right? I've seen people who, some woman, one leg, she was born, one leg is shorter than the other. She believed God according to certain principles. Her leg grew back. She walks normal. Huh? People died. There was one. He was embalmed. He was embalmed. When the boy got there, he said, Jesus said, wake up. He stood up, embalmed. It's according to your faith. It's according to your understanding. God must empower. So empower is a waste of time. Stop it. Don't follow. He must what? For police to catch you and then your God is dead. Your God is dead. Then don't say it's not better. Don't follow God. That's my understanding. God bless you.
Okay. All right, family. So if nobody else, we got one last time. If you come on up. Say anybody else. If nobody else has anything to share who hasn't shared in the room, this will be our last point for the night.
I'll keep it. My name's Angela Ballard. I get a chance to, with my job, I work for a nonprofit where I get to travel. And I had a chance to go to Rome, Italy, to the Vatican, where they have the Michelangelo Sistine Chapel. They always show you that picture. But what they don't show you, and they won't let you take pictures in that room, there's a wall. There's a war in heaven. Satan and all the demons are black. All the angels and God are white. And this is the room where they decide the Pope. This is the room where they make all the decisions. And as I looked through the ceiling, every image, there was an image of a person of color. It was an oppressive image. So we have to understand, I do believe in God, I do believe in scriptures, but we also have to understand the workings behind things and pulling the truth out of everything we learn, out of everything we read. Everything is designed against us. I go to museums, and it's the same story. It's the story of the white, whatever that museum is, and it's showcasing what he's done. At the Vatican, it showed the culture vulture in Egypt. You could see when the Roman soldiers came in and started making their own hieroglyphics with their white images. So this is designed, it's never going to change. So we have to change. We have to be mindful and pay attention and make changes, because this is what it is. It's not going to change. It's not in our favor. So that's all I would say.
Sis, thank you for that.
That's an excellent point.
Yes.
I concur and I agree with her wholeheartedly. It's like, where do we go from here? I mean, we can take this information, family, and we can store it in the back of our minds and we can keep going or our regular everyday routine, or we can take this information and change our dynamics. I mean, like the brother said, it's what we believe. Based on what we believe and how we think is determined by how we react. So, I just encourage us to come together more, love each other more, support each other more, teach our children more about who they are, their culture, their history. That is key. That's key because they're the one that's going to, take this torch and carry it forward. A lot of us in the room is, they're going to take the battle on this fight. So we got to teach them, what to do. Because if not, we're going to be right back in the same scenario, if not worse off, when they get our age. So, I just encourage you guys all to come back. Again, make this your place to come and hang. This is a culture hub. And share. Let folks know what's going on so they too can get the information. This video is going up on my YouTube channel, which is Miss Free the People. That's spelled O'Hare. Perfect timing. Dr. Baruch, the owner, organizer, CEO, man of the house, just walked in. I was hoping he would get here for you guys now. Yeah, Miss Free the People. So again, the information about the YouTube channel is on the flyer as well. But I'm going to take over and let him talk a few moments and let you know what he's got going on here, why he does what he does, why he allows us to just come into his home and do these kind of things. But he don't have to. This is a restaurant. He doesn't have to do any of this. But he does. So give it up for Dr. Baruch.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sister AlQamar. Thank you all for coming out this evening. We really appreciate your support, not only for our business, but your support for yourself. Because we're seeing what's going on in the world around us. Sisters, please walk with somebody to the car. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing images come across my Facebook page talking about so-and-so is missing. I don't know whether it's real, but it seems like it's real. When we just had AlQamar's show the other day, and a woman came on and said that women and children are being abducted for all kinds of things: slavery, sex, and organs. And this is crazy.
Right in our neighborhood.
2019.
This is America.
But I thought about it. I posted it just the other day. The reality is, as long as we men, brothers, as long as we're not back in the house, taking care of the house, protecting the house, providing for the house, supporting the house, and doing the things that we're supposed to be doing, the house is going to get fleeced.
Yes.
It's going to get fleeced. And I don't care how strong y'all sisters are, how strong you think you are, and all the rest of that. There's a difference between you and I. And there's a reason for it. And our differences, not only are our differences physical, but emotional and mental. There's a different thing that we think when somebody does something. It's different, as compared to you. And likewise, there's a difference between us as it relates to our interaction with one another. And we have to figure out how to get back to, some people don't want to go back to the 40s and 50s and 60s. But I remember everybody on my block, they had a mom and a dad at the house. Everybody. Now, I don't know whether all the moms and dads was happy or not, but I know there's a mom and dad in every single house. And I know it wasn't no drama, because when somebody pulled in the neighborhood, Miss Cransworth or something, Miss Cransberry or something like that, she always she had her chair right by the window. She'd look out the window, she called my mother and a couple other people on the right. Do you know that car? Do you know that person? And within 5 minutes, brothers be walking out the house and going and checking on stuff. And folk, guy put his hand on the car and said, "Oh, I thought this was my car." It's too late. It's too late now, brother. We let him know that he doesn't need to come back there anymore. But something has happened, and we are now supporting the happening, because now we're separated. We're getting further apart and further apart. Now black men and women are in competition. Who can who? I'm trying to, let me see how many I can do this weekend. It's a competition, the wrong kind of competition. But that's not what I came up here to talk about. I came up here to talk a little bit about everlasting life. With 24 years in the business, woohoo! Woo! And not just any business. We're in the business of, everybody look around the room.
Black people.
We're in the business of feeding people that look just like you. We're in the business of feeding you. So in 1995, I said, let's take the healthiest food that we can find and wrap it inside of soul so that it would attract you. Not because I wanted to just do a soul food restaurant. I'm not even a restaurateur, I'm a fighter. And this is what I knew we needed to do in order to launch an attack against the enemy that was destroying our health. Diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, obesity. It's just like our friend now. You know, these have all become our friend. You know, I got good medication though. I got good insurance. Yeah, they're gonna have to take off my leg from the bottom, but I'll be all right because I'm gonna get a nice prosthetic.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I'm gonna be good. That ain't good. That's not progress. You know, so we have the wherewithal to control our health. All those illnesses that I just listed, they're all preventable. Yeah. All of them are preventable, and all of them are nutritional deficiencies. They're not diseases. Y'all hear me? They're nutritional deficiencies. Y'all keep eating at those places out there that y'all like to eat at, you know, Crack Donald's, Murder King, Taco Hell, Wind Disease, Chokers, Bow Strangles, the International House of Pulmonary Heart Disease, Slap Eyes, Slick Filet, you know. How many of y'all did the Slap Eyes and Slick Filet challenge? Go on, be proud. Go on, stand up. Go on, stand up in this house. Oh, let's see how many people look at you and cheer for you.
Don't be ashamed.
Yeah. We got to stop supporting. You know, how many of y'all get vaccinated? Y'all don't get vaccinated? Okay. Uh-oh. Put your hand down, baby. Don't be telling on mama. Put your hand down.
No, the kids tell me.
We went yesterday. But if you're not going to get vaccinated because you don't trust what they're putting in your arm, why would you eat their food and you're going to trust what goes in your mouth? And how many of us are revolutionaries? You know, some of us walk around, y'all like revolutionary. Y'all peace, brother. Yeah. We all tough and strong and bad. But then you eat your enemy's food. How does that work? How's that work? How tough and bad are you sitting inside a Slick Filet eating a chicken sandwich?
Go ahead, Dr. Baruch.
How do you find yourself being tough? How do you look in your mirror and posture yourself to be tough? Yeah, I'm stomped down. I'm ready for them all, whatever they got. You get that chicken with the basket and the whatever else.
Kill your brother at
Popeyes. Right. Kill somebody over some poison.
Some poison.
That's how far we've fallen.
Woo.
We've fallen so low that we'll kill one another over some poison. I say oftentimes we have an compulsive obsessive addiction. Is that how you say it? Obsessive compulsive addiction to negative outcomes. Just think about it. Look at our relationships, right? Look at our economy, right? Look at our neighborhoods. Look at our society. Look at our finances. Across the board, we just have it, and we own it. That's our stuff. Don't be doing what we do. Don't walk around with your pants hanging off your butt. That's our stuff.
Wow.
Dogging black women. Don't be dogging our women. That's our stuff.
Rap music.
Yeah. Gangster rap, calling bees and hoes and whatever you call the dude. I don't know what they call them because I don't listen to the crap. That's our stuff. We've decided to embrace it like this is worthy of, you know, something that makes us feel better about ourselves. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. Obsessive compulsive addiction to negative outcomes. And we've been conditioned to have it. So I pray that the video tonight helped you all see what it is that we're doing here. You know, when you find things happening in this restaurant, we're not just throwing some stuff together. You know, we're not just, let's just have a party. Now we're doing things collectively with the community to try to uplift the quality of our life, to enhance the likelihood of us making it into the future, because now there's a question about that. Are we even gonna make it? You know, with our babies being, you know, you could go down the list, and hopefully it's not offensive, but the number of abortions, the number of children that are dying in gestation and in childbirth, the number of mothers dying in that process, the number of children dying young because they got high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, the number of children getting abducted, kidnapped. You know, you go down the list, our numbers are not zero, they're negative. And the only way they're going to start getting in a positive direction is if we come together, like I started out at the beginning. If we come together and start restoring our relationships, we have to get over some of the crap that we've decided is important to us and realize that, no, maybe that's not so important. You know, it's like I used to say when I was really revolutionary thinking, I used to say, if Beyonce and Harriet Tubman was standing in front of me, I'd want Harriet. In my revolutionary mind, right? Now, y'all know. Now, some of y'all like, brother, I am not there. It's like when I talk to somebody about eating healthy plant-based food, and they, brother, I am not there.
Yeah.
I got to have some chicken.
Yeah.
I gotta have it.
What do you eat?
You know, we've now grown this attachment, this affection, this need, this addiction for that which is going to destroy our health is really bad.
Normalized insanity.
Yeah. So we have 3 locations. This one in Tacoma, Northwest DC. We have one in Southeast Washington DC. Southeast. And we're looking to expand. You know, so keep your eyes peeled because we're looking to do some things because we see what's going on. Some of y'all see these new places coming up and y'all get real excited, right? Because y'all see this Gangsta Vegan. Isn't that a good place? Y'all been there? Yeah, it's a white dude that owns it and a black dude that runs it.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So I just want y'all to know it's a white dude that owns it and a black dude that runs it. And the black dude always is the one in the articles and being interviewed. Okay?
And they named it Gangsta.
Gangsta Vegan.
Oh, my God.
And there's a couple more. But I'm going to let somebody else tell that story because I don't want them to know that I know what I know about them. But there's a couple more out there that y'all go over and y'all think, oh, man, I'm circulating my money in the black community. It's only in your black community as long as it's in that register. As soon as it leaves that register, it's in that white Jewish boy's hands.
Wow. Are you new vegan?
So I'm going to keep on going. And I just said I'm not going to put any names out there. You're going to go down the list. Is it this one? Tell us, brother. No, y'all just heard the impeachment hearings, you know. I'd be undercover. But again, I appreciate you all. And I don't know whether you've already gone through the question and answer and discussion over the video. How many of us enjoyed the video? Yes. Great. Great. That's good stuff. And what we do around here, just to give you a heads up, we do lectures and workshops and seminars. We do entertainment. We also have a televised radio station back here in the corner. All of our food is plant-based. And for all the reasons, you know, there's so many reasons why people don't like to eat healthy food, but there's so many reasons why you should try it. Yes. You know, how many here for the first time tonight? Haven't been here before. Okay, we got a couple. Great. Well, we appreciate you all coming out. Don't let it be your last time. Come on through. You know, support that which supports you. I didn't say support black. I said support that which supports you. Y'all got that? Because if it supports you, support it.
Right.
It's a little different. Because if you're supporting black and the black ain't supporting you, then you're just supporting your own demise. Okay, support that which supports you. We in the next couple of weeks, we have Brother Wesley Muhammad, Professor Griff, and Sister Soleil coming here to speak about music and the weaponization of music. Because it's real, it's been weaponized. There are frequencies that will cause us to be violent. There are frequencies that will cause us to not have a spine. There are frequencies that will cause us to get sick. Did you know there's a frequency associated with disease? Wow. Like if you notice, if you go to certain wards in certain hospitals, no matter what hospital you go to, those people that have that illness, it smells a certain. It's like, wow, that's the same smell I smell in another hospital. It's the same frequency. There's a frequency. And now they're coming out with information, which of course we knew way back, that you can use sound therapy to overcome health challenges. You know, you can use energy to overcome health challenges. It's no different than when you scraped your knee and you went running down the street because you was crying and hollering, your knee was hurting, but the minute you got into your grandmother's arms or your mama's arms and she hugged you, it would all feel better. That's energy healing. That's energy healing. No different than the reason why we all need to make sure we touch and hug and experience one another, you know, in that brotherhood and sisterhood way, you know, because it's healing. It'll lower your blood pressure. It'll lower your blood sugar. You know, so we do the weaponization of music on the 8th of December. We've got Dr. Umar Johnson coming. Oh my God. In the not too distant future. It's probably going to be in the January timeframe, late December, January timeframe. We've got Dr. Kang. Anybody know Dr. Kang? No. Y'all want to know Dr. Kang. How about Dr. E and the Beamer machine? You got Dr. Kang, how about Dr. Patrick Dells? Oh man, y'all gonna be lit up. Y'all better come. Because y'all don't know them, so y'all don't know how powerful they are, but these brothers are powerful, and they're coming in the new year. We do, in case AlQamar didn't mention it, did you? The Black Wall Street? Okay, so we do Black Wall Street. If you all are vendors or want to be vendors, want to quit your job, already lost your job and looking for something to do so you can make some money, it's a great opportunity to vend and incubate ideas, try to figure out what, right, Wasita? Right? You incubated an idea and now you over here and you paying your mortgage, aren't you?
With you, everybody know we pay.
Yeah, no. Go on, sit down with Cedar. Yes, she makes money. So see, you thought I just called you out there, huh? Well, Cedar, did you pay your rent today? I was saying, you incubated an idea. That was an idea, right?
Yes.
Your business was an idea. You incubated it.
Yes.
You came here, you tried it out, you massaged it, you worked it, you expanded it. Now you continue to expand.
Yes.
And you're doing it right here, and it's growing. Now it's helping you pay your mortgage, right?
Yes.
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 All right.
Yes.
All right, you can go now. But again, for those of you who have ideas, you want to figure out how to get away, this is a great way. As opposed to just jumping out there and buying a brick and mortar or renting, you can go into some space where, you got a flow of people and it can work for you and it's not too expensive. So with that, thank you all very much. I'm going to give it back to AlQamar so that she can finish doing what she's doing. Again, I appreciate you all for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a wrap. That's a wrap, family. The vendors marketplace is still open in the back. If you want your DVD, I'm sure Doc will let you buy Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, and 4 from him. I have 5 in the back. Come see me for that, as well as some precious jewels. And good night. Thank you so much for coming. And get on our database, our Remind database, so we can post you when the next movie night will be and what movie is going to be aired. So come see me for that as well. All right, good night. Thank you so much.